Good afternoon. We have no speakers on public comment tonight on agenda items. So if you would, please come in and we'll call this meeting to order. Welcome to the Pine Bluff City Council meeting of May 21st, 2012. May we have the roll call, please?
Alderwoman Hope. Alderman Brumman.
Here.
Alderman Easterly.
Here.
Alderman Steph.
Here.
Alderwoman Walker.
Present.
Alderman Boyd.
Here.
Alderman Brown. Alderman May.
Here.
Okay, each of you have a copy of the minutes from May 7th, 2012. I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the minutes of May 12th be approved as presented. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? The motion carries 6-0. Okay. All righty, we'll move into our committee reports. We'd like to start with ordinances and resolutions, sir.
Yes, sir. The Ordinance Resolutions Committee met prior to the meeting. The items on our agenda 1 through 5 are ordinances, and they'll be read for the second reading. Items 6 and 7 are resolutions. We do have one item to be added to the agenda. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with H Excavating Incorporated for services relating to Highway 63 Interstate 530 sewer extension. I move we add this to the agenda. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with H Excavating, Inc. for services related to Highway 63 Interstate 530 sewer extension. May we have a roll call?
Alderman Brumman.
Aye.
Alderman Easterly.
Aye.
Alderman Steph.
Here.
Alderwoman Walker.
Aye.
Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
All right, the motion carries 6-0. Okay.
That concludes ordinance and resolutions, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brumman. Could you give us the budget adjustments, please?
I'll go on into the Ways and Means report. The Ways and Means Committee met prior to the meeting. We have two budget adjustments that were in your packet for consideration. The first one is from the fire department. It's total of $3,851.78 for repair and maintenance of autos. It's basically to set up an account to receive monies for a vehicle that was from an accident. This is reimbursement from the insurance company, $3,851.78. I move we accept this budget adjustment. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the budget adjustment from the fire department in the amount of $3,851.78 for insurance payments covering damage from an accident to repair a vehicle. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the adjustment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. The second one, Mayor, is from the maintenance.
Motion carries 6-0.
I'm sorry. The second one is from the Maintenance Department. Budget annual operating costs for the Boone Murphy House. As you know, we voted to accept the Boone Murphy House as part of the city property. And this is to fund the utilities and maintenance of the house for the remainder of this year. The total amount is $3,780, and it's to come from undesignated funds, which we do have adequate funds to fund this. I move we accept this budget adjustment. Second.
Been moved and probably seconded that a budget adjustment in the amount of $3,780 to cover budget annual operating costs for the Boone Murphy House. This will be funded through undesignated funds. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? The motion carries 6-0.
I move that we pay the bills that the city owes.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the bills of the city be paid. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion carries 6-0.
That concludes the Ways and Means report.
Thank you, Mr. Brumman. Economic and Community Development, Alderwoman Walker.
No report, Mayor.
Alderman Mays, Public Health and Welfare.
We didn't have a meeting, sir, but I just want the council to know that the dumping is still going on in the 4th Ward. We just had talked about that over the week, last week. And, he's seen it for himself, pretty bad. And I talked with, once again, I talked with Mark Townsend, with the health department. He's gonna start spraying for mosquitoes probably in the middle of June. So anybody want this number, it's 535-2142. Mark Townsend, he sprays for mosquitoes in the city.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I just, when are we gonna have a meeting, Mr. Mayor?
Well, there's nothing on the agenda, I mean, to come in my way as far as public health and welfare. And these here are public health and welfare issues, so that's why I'm bringing them up, since we didn't have a meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Alderman Boyd, Public Works.
Yes, sir, Mayor. We met on Friday along with Mr. Matthews and the committee. I think concerning item number 8, the resolution we just voted to put on
Yes, sir.
agenda for tonight. And the committee came up with due class to bring it to the full council for tonight and vote.
Yes, sir.
And I think Mr. Matthews might, I don't guess he have a presentation tonight for us.
Yeah, no, if there are any questions, they'll answer, but I think everybody
That's
said
it.
they're fine.
That's, I had another resolution, but I don't see it in the package here concerning, Chester Hines building from the Parks direction, but I guess maybe they can get it ready.
Yeah.
See it.
No, they did.
Okay.
Okay. Pardon me?
So it was not, the resolution for it, they didn't include it. It wasn't in the package.
No, I don't see it in my package.
Is that it, sir?
Ms. Parker's not here. Yeah, I guess that's it then, man. I'll get that with her.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Development and Planning, Alderman Steps.
Mayor, we had a meeting on Tuesday, and as a result of the meeting, we have two that gotten permits, and we will deal with that then and get that resolution.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mayor, excuse me 1 second. Concerning that resolution, what it was, for the approval for the gym, a new gym floor over in Chester High
Right.
Recreation Center for a specific amount. I think she was checking on a couple more things, but that's what it concerns.
Yeah, I think they're going back out for bid because there was only one bid on it. So we're following up on that, and I think Mr. Matthews and the project manager will be providing additional information concerning that. All right.
No, they said they had, I think, someone asked in the committee, and they said that they had 3 bids, and that was the lowest bid.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, that's what was said in the meeting, I remember that.
Yeah.
That they had 3 bids and the lowest one.
Yeah, no, but Mr. Matthews and the project manager will probably be reporting at the next meeting or committee meeting, if you guys have one for the next council meeting, yes. Okay. Mr. Brown, someone from Traffic and Aviation?
We didn't have a meeting.
Didn't have a meeting, okay. Mr. Easterly?
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Mr. Brumman, I know Ms. Holcomb's not here, but we have a fireman that would like to give a update on an individual from the fire department.
Okay.
Lieutenant Ernest Brown, if you don't
Lieutenant
mind, you
Brown,
were
would
doing
you
your
please come
report.
forward in?
Mayor Readers and distinguished members of the council, it's with our deepest sympathy that I stand before you this evening to announce that on 5/19/2011, firefighter Heath Mishu was fatally injured in an accident involving his vehicle. It was a single-car accident, and he joined the department in January of this year, and he leaves to mourn 3 children and a fiance. And I would just ask that you join in with us as we pray and lift up his family and pray for our department as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Okay.
We really have to have a meeting, Mayor, so.
Yes.
that concludes the report.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay. We'll go into ordinances and resolutions, Mr. Brummett.
Yes, Mayor. We have an ordinance to close a portion of the alley located in Block 11 of D, WM Harding S/D of Block 8-11 between 11th and Martin Avenues east of Walnut Street up for the second reading.
An ordinance to close a portion of the alley located in Block 11 of D. William Harding's, what's that, SD of Blocks 8 through 11 between 11th and Martin Avenues east of Walnut Street.
Move that we place it on the calendar. We have an ordinance adopting amendments to the Police and Procedures Manual of the Pine Bluff Police Department and declaring an emergency up for the second reading.
An ordinance adopting amendments to the Police and Procedures Manual of the Pine Bluff Police Department and declaring an emergency.
Place it on the calendar. We have an ordinance amending an ordinance granting an exclusive ambulance franchise up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending an ordinance granting an exclusive ambulance franchise.
Place it on the calendar. We have an ordinance amending Part C of the regulations and policies of the City of Pine Bluff respecting alcohol and drug use testing up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending Part C of the regulations and policies of the City of Pine Bluff respecting alcohol and drug use testing.
We'll place that one on the calendar. We have an ordinance amending Article 5, Section 19-131 and 19-137 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the organization of the review committee charged with reviewing the suspension, demotion in rank and pay, or dismissal of a firefighter or police officer up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending Article 5, Sections 19-131 and 19-137 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the organization of the review committee charged with reviewing the suspension, demotion in rank and pay, or dismissal of a firefighter or police officer.
Place it on the calendar. We have a resolution instructing the Pine Bluff Police Department to assign 2 detectives or officers to handle cold felony criminal cases involving death or serious injury and providing for regular updates concerning progress in the cases.
A resolution instructing the Pine Bluff Police Department to assign 2 detectives or officers to handle cold felony criminal cases involving death or serious injury and providing for regular updates concerning progress in the cases.
We have some corrections to that. Should we maybe read the changes that were made?
I think the second page of that, is it the whole thing or just the second page?
Section 4,
Section 4,
substitute disappearance for murder. Disappearance is in it, it'd be
I think the difference in that, the original reads in Section 4, the first cold case to be handled as per this resolution shall be the murder of Clishandra Hall, the daughter of Miss Laurel Hall. That's going to be that's been amended to read, the first cold case to be handled as per this resolution shall be the disappearance of Clishandra Hall and the daughter of Miss Laurel Hall.
B and C are added.
And then B is added. B reads, additionally, for the expeditious and efficient handling of the Hall case, the police department shall immediately and without delay assign the Hall case to the detective or detective who had been assigned the matter as of the date of the search of the Amos home was conducted on March 29, 2012. C, these detectives shall remain on the case until it is solved or all leads exhausted. And those are the changes.
For discussion, I'll move we go forward with this resolution.
Second. It's been moved and properly seconded that a resolution instructing the Pine Bluff Police Department to assign 2 detectives, officers to handle cold felony criminal cases involving death or serious injuries and providing for regular updates concerning progress in the cases. Floor is now for discussion.
I just got a question about B.
Yes, sir.
What is B actually?
Mr. Mays, please.
It's basically just putting the same detective that you had on it at first back on it. They had a good relationship with the Hall family. And since I'm talking, okay, listen now. Since due to recent events in our city, I'm bringing this resolution back. If you would, while you have it in your hand, I want to go over a few of these sections in here.
No, I just, for my clarification, I was just asking about B.
Well, that's why. Just wanted to sign the original 2 back on it. They more from, I feel like they are familiarized with it, but that's up to the chief and mayor and the whole case unit.
You know, that's a day-to-day operational decision, sir, and I think that we as council members, you know, don't our job is not day-to-day operations. The job is policy and legislation. You know, I don't think you can legislate that particular situation. And Chief and Sergeant, Deputy Chief Sergeant, who's responsible for the Detective Department, if y'all like to speak on this matter, please?
I have another question too. Can somebody give me a number of the murder or the cold cases that we have? The total? I mean, the reason I'm saying this is something for the Hall family as well as other families who have cold cases in our city.
Understood.
And if you look at Section 3.
Section 3, okay.
The detectives and officers shall provide regular monthly updates.
So go on line 13.
To the-
13 on the first page. Whereas there is a vital public interest in the apprehension and resolution of these cases, both to remove the violent perpetrator from the community and to bring closure to the victim and the victim's family. That's another reason I'm bringing this, back. And Section 3 on the second page, kind of explaining it to you all, so you all have an understanding on what I'm trying to do. It's just to help the Hall family, plus the other families who have cold cases. I remember this guy that got hit by a car or something on Reinhardt Road years back. I mean, the family, just let them know, give them some kind of information about what we're doing to try to help them. And on Section 6 in here also, it says within 30 days, it say after the passage, but if we come to an agreement to pass this, I'm just adding that in there, this resolution, the department shall strive to meet or schedule meetings with the families of victims of the cases classified as cold cases to update them on the status of their case.
Deputy Chief,
How y'all doing
Sergeant.
this evening? Mayor and Council, my comment to the resolution that's on the table right now is when it comes down to the council telling us which cases to work and which order to work them in, I feel that should be a in-house thing that we, especially me, assigned to investigations, determine the method on how we do that. When it comes down to the Hall case, some of the stuff that we are talking about this evening has really already been established. For instance, the cold case unit, probably, I want to say about 6 to 8 weeks ago, Chief Jones approached me about putting together a cold case unit. And so that's been established. Because she's in 6 to 8 months. But she did come to me about establishing a cold case unit. At that time, I selected two detectives, Detective Billy Dixon and Sergeant Ralph Isaac were the two I chose at that time for the cold case unit. We also had 2 other detectives that were working on the Hall case, which was Lieutenant Rollison and Detective Jerry Lambert. So when it comes down to establishing a cold case unit, we've already done that. When it comes down to establishing a better protocol for dealing, particularly just say for instance with the Hall case, we're going to meet regularly on Wednesdays. Each Wednesday after we get together, I will give the Hall family a phone call myself to give them a weekly update on things that we have or have not accomplished on the case. Now, these same things that we're establishing with the Hall case will also be applied to any other cold case that we start working from this point.
Actually, one more question. You said 6 weeks. She said 6 months.
It's been.
I mean, it's that cold case.
It was within last year. It was last year when she came to me with it.
So what's the truth? 6 months or 6 weeks?
Don't get the challenge of me on my. I'm going to tell you what I remember, okay? And it was going to be the end of last year. So, Mr. Mays, please don't do me that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, sir, it is just inappropriate to ask somebody what the truth is. Well, Jesus. You just... Any other questions? Okay.
Definitely.
Ma'am, from my understanding, what he's saying, that we already have a cold case, the Texas unit established that's working on these cases
Yes.
already in place.
Yes, sir.
Well, my question is, this has been before the council, and it has gotten off the agenda and back on and off and back on. This is probably about the third time that it came to us. And if that is the case, if we had a cold case unit, that should have been discussed at the very first time that this was bought. We never said anything about a cold case unit.
Excuse me, would you come to the mic if you're going to speak, ma'am? As a matter of fact, either Sergeant can come back up and speak, either one.
Yes, we did. We brought that up back in, I want to say it was December. We talked about it. We even started working on the Jason Taggart case. That was the first case that we brought up with the cold case. So we did talk about it at that point in time. Because that was one of the cases that we pulled up at that time, was the Jason Taggart case.
Mr. Brown, we are discussing resolution number 6.
Are we on number 6 or we just discussing it?
Well, we are on number 6.
It's on the floor.
It's on the floor now. Excuse me, Donna, let us bring them up to where we are
Okay.
first.
Once again, this resolution is to help give all families some closure, plus the rest of the families that have, cold cases in our great city, some kind of closure, and that's all. That's why I'm putting it.
Well, Mr. Mays, let me assure you, the police department is going to do all they can to bring closure to each and every one of these cases. They're working diligently on the cases. And, the police department runs the day-to-day operations.
I understand that.
Yes, sir. The chief and her command staff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mayor, and with all due respect, Mr. Mays, I just don't want us to get in a position where we're dictating to any department through through legislation on how they are to do their job. If they're not doing their job, then we need to find a way to get rid of, change things, but change policy. That's what we can do. But to me, they're coming forward now and probably you have accomplished a lot by the fact that they are coming forward, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, but they are coming forward and being upfront and telling us that they do have such a thing going on, and we should ask for reports on a regular basis and hopefully get some and check up and be sure that they are doing it. But I don't think we ought to do the resolution. I think we ought to ask them for reports on a regular basis through the Public Safety Committee and get the information to the families as you requested. So,
Yes, sir.
So you could,
In this particular case, Mr. Brumman spoke for me. It didn't sound like me. I do think that we should let the police department and those departments handle their business. I don't think we ought to do resolutions asking them and telling them how to do this. And I don't really like to bring politics into what we are talking about. If I might say this, Mayor, in relation to one of the cases that we're talking about, I'm very close to that family. They're my classmates. They're my classmates, and I love them, and I can feel their pain. So I don't want them I want to call a name, but they know who I'm talking about. But I don't think we need to get into the point where we start to tell the departments what to do. Thank you.
there would be proper protocol to say that at Public Safety Committee meeting, maybe that unit could bring us some sort of a report to the Public Safety Committee.
At this particular point in time, I don't see a problem with it. I think they probably could report
Yes.
to the Public Safety Committee meeting where they stand on those particular cases, and if there's someone with a question about another case, they could call directly to the police department.
And have those people that are concerned come to the Public Safety Committee meetings to get answers that they need.
Why don't we just work that out with the police department?
fine.
And deal with that, because I don't see an issue, but I would rather them address that
That'll be fine.
after they deal with that, yes. Okay?
that sounds good if we put it in motion and do it. I know how we get shuffled up with paper and put things to the side. They never get brought back up again, but if you let the family know that, it would be a good thing, and give them the word if you would look into that, I would appreciate it.
All right. Any other questions? Hearing none. We have a motion on the floor. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
That's two. The motion fails for a lack of a fifth vote.
Mayor, we have a resolution declaring certain houses, buildings, and our structures as nuisance and ordering their abatement.
A resolution declaring certain houses, buildings, and/or structures as nuisances and ordering their abatement.
Move for adoption. Second.
Mr. Steps.
Mayor, I'd like to amend that motion to remove property from that resolution. Each of the councilpersons has a
Second
copy.
that amendment.
It's been moved and properly second that the original should be amended with the following abatements from the resolution. I think each of you have a copy. So we'll vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? The motion carries 7-0. Now, the original as
We
amended.
accept the original as amended.
Okay. The original as amended. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? The motion carries 7-0. Okay.
Mayor, we also have the resolution that we added for tonight, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with H Excavating Incorporated for services related to Highway 63, Interstate 530 sewer extension.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with H Excavating Incorporated for services relating to Highway 63 Interstate 530 sewer extension.
Move for adoption.
It's been moved and probably seconded that a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with H Excavating, Inc. for services related to Highway 63, Interstate 530 sewer extension. Okay, are there any questions? Floor is open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposes? The motion carries 8-0, 7-0, sorry. 7, yeah.
It's changed already.
Right. Right.
Mayor, that concludes our items for consideration tonight.
Okay. Is Mr. Thompson,
That's a good thing.
is Mr. Gillette still here?
He left.
Oh, he had to leave? Okay, I was going to present this to him. I'll just read it for the purpose, and you can deliver it to him. This is a proclamation on behalf of the National Small Business Week. We know that the University of Arkansas Economic Research and Development Center does a lot of work to help support our small businesses in the community. As a matter of fact, in partnership with our Economic Community Development Department, we've been able to help sponsor 18 new small businesses in the downtown area over the last 12 months? 12 months. So I have a proclamation to present here, and the proclamation reads, "To all whom these presents shall come, greetings. Whereas the city of Pine Bluff was built on the dreams, aspirations, and innovations of local entrepreneurs. And whereas staying true to this legend of innovation, our local small businesses continue to blaze new trails of success and empower our economy. And whereas small businesses contribute and support our local civic and community projects by availing their time, capital, and other resources. And whereas the city of Pine Bluff wishes to recognize small businesses for the key role they play in keeping our economy strong. And whereas the city of Pine Bluff, through its collaborative partnership with the Economic Research and Development Center at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff and other partners, are committed to continuing the development of a supportive entrepreneurial climate which encourages sustainable development, local investments, job growth, and community involvement. Now therefore, I, Carl A. Reedus Jr., Mayor of the City of Pine Bluff, do hereby proclaim May 20th through 26, 2012, as National Small Business Week, and proclaim May 25th, 2012, as Small Business Day in the city of Pine Bluff. And I, along with all of the city council members and the staff of UAPB's Economic Research and Development Center, in this observance, as we celebrate the accomplishment of small businesses owners and their employees and encourage the development of new small businesses. A copy of this proclamation shall remain on file in the mayor's office, and a copy to be delivered to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff Economic Research and Development Center. So, Mr. Sampson, if you would, please deliver this to Mr. Gillette and tell them we appreciate the work that they do. Thank you.
Mayor Reedus.
Yes.
I want to make a statement on behalf of some of the small businesses downtown that I know of.
Yes.
And that have concern of people, I'm trying to put this delicately, of saying that they sponsor their business, and they are concerned about that, even though they did get some money from the incubator, but it wasn't sponsored because I know one particular
I think we
one.
said support their businesses, not sponsor them.
Oh, I thought it said sponsored, because they had said before that one particular business, he said that he and his wife had spent their savings to do their business, to start their business, and it was almost done when they did get the money from the city. And there's another individual down there that I know that he spent a lot of his money. So, I think that we should look at the investment that the business themselves have put into it.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I don't think there's any reason for the municipality who has supported the development of small businesses in the downtown area to try and take any credit whatsoever for the risk that business owners involve themselves in and their families involve themselves in when they take on the risk of a business. That's absolutely not the message we're trying to convey. The message that we're conveying here is that this is Small Business Week. We encourage small business entrepreneurs in our community, and we support them. And hopefully we will be providing additional support in technical assistance and hopefully financial assistance in the very near future. All right. Now let me thank each and every one of you on this council, because the majority of our council members are small business owners. So we appreciate the work that you guys do for the community as well. So thank each and every one of you. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we adjourn.
It's been moved and probably seconded that we adjourn this meeting. Thank you, and thank each of you for attending.